Welcome to a new day in Empyrion Galactic Survival Alpha 11.5, and here we're on the rear of my capital vessel, because in this part what I'm going to need to do is spend some time recovering from the potential disaster in the previous video. If you didn't watch that, what actually happened was I went out and attacked this area here, and I was doing okay, and then I got a bit overconfident. I decided to check out one of the POIs. It was one of the radar towers, and I was quite happily knocking down blocks looking for the core, and well, what I can say is the building collapsed on me, knocked me off the top, and I left my Talon was way up in the air. As some of you pointed out in the comments, I made a bit of a bad decision, and I think part of that reason for that bad decision was that my base was closer, so I kind of went for the option, which is to swim back, which took time. And as some of you pointed out, that what I should have really done is just made a small SV. And the truth is, I mean, I had a heck of a lot of stuff in my workshop. I could have made one quite easily, but that's the decisions you make. And of course, the consequence of that decision was that the Xerex drones were able to get at the Talon and bash it up a little bit. And I've kind of looked it over, and my first reaction was to rebuild this, but then I saw a comment from Master Martin, and what he said was quite relevant, that this isn't particularly a brilliant ship and it had poor maneuverability, so maybe it's an opportunity for me to replace this with something different. We're going to get to that, but before that I want to kind of just sort out what was left over from the previous mission, because if I can find the constructor out, you can see I've now made the grow plots, and this is my thought process. And I know a couple of you left comments about going out and looting crash ships. I did think about that, because there was at least one crash ship down on the swamp planet, but when I was looking at my resources, I realized that I was getting low on water. And I thought, well, I need to go and get water. And I thought, well, I'll just go back and manufacture them, because I've got absolutely tons of protein. Just to show you here, if I show you my raw food, I mean, you can see I've got loads of vegetable matter, protein, even spoiled food. I mean, I had all the resources to make the nutrient solutions. See, I've still got 2 spare nutrient solutions there, and I've got my 30 grow plots. So I thought it'd just be easy to come back to this planet and manufacture it. I'll go away insecting. So what we're going to do is just drop into here, and you can see I've actually put the, so all we need now is silicon and iron, and the silicon is another reason why I came back to this planet, because the swamp planet is quite thin on silicon, where this planet's got, you can see we've got a couple there next to the drone base, which could be interesting, and we got some more over here, but the silicon is not going to be the focus of this video. What the focus of this video is going to be is repairing the damage and replacing my SV. Therefore, after the comment from Master Martin, what I actually did was I spent about 3 hours on the workshop looking for SVs which I could replace the Talon with. And while I love going through the workshop, one thing I do find slightly irritating is the search on it, because it's very difficult to search through and find something very specific. What I actually did was, in the end, I did something which I quite often do, which is I go to YouTube and then I do searches and see what I can find when people talk about ship builds. Which, if any of you follow Empyrion, you'll be aware that there's lots of creators and they do talk about it. You've got Spange, and what I actually found is Jeff Randall's channel, and he has just literally released a video where he's upgraded the Merc MX-5E, and if any of you are interested in that video, I will put a link in the video description for you to be able to find it. Although, to be honest, just do a search for his channel. This is one of his latest videos, so it's not like you've got to troll down 100 videos. And what he's actually done is, if I come in here and just to show you, if we go back to the library, we're going to have to use some of these resources here. And I suppose if I filter by here, I've got so many ships, and I really need to tidy up. And you see we've got now the Merc MX-5E, and what he's actually done is he's upgraded this for CPU, and he's made some changes. And I must admit, when I watched his video, I definitely went out and subscribed to it and played around with it in creative mode, and I think it's a pretty awesome ship actually. You can see we've got loads of resources here, but of course we're going to chew up some of the available resources, especially what is it? It's got substrate, so we're going to have to put some more substrate back in. There's no production time, so we should be able to just get this straight away. Oh great, the winds come up. They're only tier 1 insects. If they get too close, I'll just kill them. And we're just going to get up here and we're going to spawn the ship in. And if we put it about there, well, maybe a bit closer. If we put the ship in here, and I'll just stand up here, so I'll give you a quick tour of the ship. And I must admit, this is more of my kind of ship. It's streamlined, it looks fairly aggressive. There are a couple of things around it which I will be changing. Apologies to Jeff Randall for that, especially considering the amount of work he's put in just changing this and updating this. Now for information, this is a CPU tier 2 at the moment, but one thing I do like about this ship is that Jeff has actually put in all the necessities to upgrade this straight away to a tier 3, which is what we will be doing using resources stripped from the Talon. And you can see what he's actually done is we've got a couple of positions for Gatling guns. To get it to tier 2, he's only got two Gatling guns on each side, and what he has done is left a space for as an extra 2 Gatling guns. And what he's also done down here is put some spaces for missile launchers. Now this is an area where I will be making changes, because I must admit I like my weapons at the front so I can see what I'm doing, and it gives me extra range. So we will be making some changes in that area. Just to fly in here, just to give you a little bit look round inside. I mean, we've got plenty of space inside here. I think the old version actually had a passenger seat and he's taken it out. We've got a warp drive here, and we've got a fridge, an armor locker tucked in here. And one thing, nice little touch I do like, is the fact he's marked where the upgrade to the tier 3 is. And he's actually created an LCD. Oh, now there is an LCD with instructions on how to upgrade to CPU tier 3. And in creative mode I could read that, but for some reason that has gone blank. Never mind. I do know what I need to do. In fact, he's marked it quite clearly here. You can see we've got the 2 tier 3 modules. We've got a place for the shield and 2 generators up here, and there's a space here for the constructor. So I suppose the first thing we're going to need to do is check for insects. And I suppose I could do this just with the... Actually, let's feed this into... I'll put it into constructor out, so that I've got the resources. And they will all go in one place and my personal inventory won't fill up. Make sure I'm on retrieve blocks. We're going to pull out the constructor. Of course, these are the tier 2. 3 blocks I'm going to need. Oops. Well, steel blocks are okay. And of course, we're going to take the shield generator. Oh, it looks like in the combat here, I actually lost a generator. So what I have to do is devices. Make sure this is the right one. Where's the generators? There they are. Would mark both on the HUD. Where are they? Oh, they're outside. Okay. I mean, I will scrap this ship completely eventually, but at the moment I just want to take off what I need. I might need a few extra blocks anyway. I'm going to take off some cargo containers as well. So we've now got the generators. Let's just clear those. I really wish there was a way you could group remove eggs. Now the other things I want from this ship is we'll take the Gatling guns off and the missile launchers. I'm going to lose ammunition for this, which is a bit of a pain in the neck, but there's not much I can do about that. And I think that's about everything I need. I'm going to take the pentaxic tank. I don't really need it, but I'll take it since I was looking at it. And I think that is about it. Let's just have a quick check. Yeah. I'm just going to drop this down onto here. We need the mobile constructor, we need the generators, and the shield generator. And what we're going to do is just get, oops, I go to the right ship. And we're just going to go into here. And let's put the simple stuff in first. And we're going to take the ship over top, but it's not going to be a problem. And you can see he's very politely marked everything up where we actually need to put stuff. And I'm just going to put that. Actually, I think that fits in quite neatly there. And there's plenty of space for other things. So say, oh, like when I am considering putting extra oxygen tanks in as well. The only one problem I would say after flying the ship in creative mode, I think having the warp fuel over here gives the ship a slight lopsided effect, but we could offset that by putting in some extra oxygen tanks on this side to balance the ship up. Now the next thing I want to talk about is something that, must admit, I did not realize, and just the easiest way is to explain this now. You see here, this is a tier 2 ship, and it's actually got the extension block here. Now I've always thought that you had to keep this and when you expanded this, but what I do is you can see that the expansion block is there. We're just going to take that out, or the CPU extender is the correct name for it. And if I put the CPU, oops, I've already got them on here, so let's just get that. And I'm just going to put this in here, and of course they drop in quite nicely on this side each side. If I show you here, so if you're building a ship, you don't need, and you want to build a tier 3 or tier 4 ship, you don't need the sub tiers. I mean, obviously you need the core. I mean, but there are inherent risks associated with this, because if you lose one of these and you haven't got the next tier down, this would drop down to a tier 1 ship with absolutely horrendous penalties for, how can you say, for performance. So we've now got that there. I can hear somebody outside, so we're going to have to, there he is, go away. Anyone else here? Just have a quick patrol route. That is the recommended upgrades, and this is a completely functioning ship. I keep triggering all the entrances. Yeah, I've got too many ramps around it, and I say just to show you. Now, and this is the way that Jeff Randall expects you to fly the ship, but unfortunately, as I said, I'm not a big fan of the way he's laid the weapons out. It isn't really for me. So what I'm going to be doing is a couple of modifications. Just, again, I don't know why I did that. Let's just put this stuff in raw food. What am I doing? Now I've got that up and running. And the first thing I want to do is take out these jet thrusters. Well, not all of them, just the ones on each side. This will make sense. And what I'm going to do is take out a block there and a block there. And let's go back to here. Oh, I didn't do the lock. Constructor out. Put that on. Not that I need it, but just in case, so I know where things are going. And what I'm going to do is, oops, up. And what I'm going to do is just move the thruster back here. I'm going to put it on the inside so it's got some protection. And the way I'm looking at this is that we've got two thrusters at the front, but it means we're not putting all our eggs in one basket with respect to reversing thrusters. Should we take damage in the front should the shield fail, because we've now got a shield. But of course, remember, if you're operating this at a tier 2 level without shield, you're going to have some fairly exposed thrusters at the front. Although, to be honest, these do have a lot of hit points, which you could argue that way. And what I'm going to do now is just take out that Gatling gun and that Gatling gun. And we've got 3 Gatling guns now. And what I'm going to do is we're going to put a Gatling gun in here. Now I have practiced this build before in creative mode, and it's something I always keep emphasizing. I'm going to emphasize again. Apologies if you've heard it before. If you are going to modify a ship in the normal game mode, always practice in creative mode first, simply because it's easier if you know what you're doing and what you're going to be doing when you're actually doing in here. You won't make expensive mistakes. I can't remember how far I need to go back with this one. Let's come here. Now I need to go back another level. And see, that's an example that I know what I wanted to do, but I couldn't remember how many blocks I wanted to go back. Just going to take that out. There's another steel block behind anyway, so we're okay. That now, oops, no, that's still not back far enough. Okay, take that out. Bring down. Gatling gun. Maybe I need to go back another level. Okay. I don't want to take the block out underneath. So we go back one more. Ah, that's better. So we've now got all 3 Gatling guns lined up across the front here. Now, one thing I haven't done. Oops. Devices, just go in the quick way. Advanced constructor. And I want another one of these. I've really got to change this. Actually, something else I need to do while I'm at it. Constructor. Therefore, out you advanced constructor. Ammunition. Yeah, shut up. Go away. I mean, I think we'll make 60. We'll make 30 of these, and tens of thousands, isn't it? And we'll make about 3,000 rounds of ammunition. Right, what was I doing? Oh yeah. Oops, don't want that one. Wrong ship. Actually, why am I making spotlights? I've got spotlights on this ship. Okay. Ah, yeah, that's what I want to do. We got the spotlights out there. One thing I do need is back to here again. Apologies for this. I should have made notes on what I actually needed to build. I'm gonna make a couple of those. Don't need that anymore. We need those, and we need those. What I want to do is take off that one, and that one, and that one. And what we're going to do is put in a spotlight there and a spotlight there, and what will actually happen is that we will put the armored windows over that. Now the next thing I want to do is, well, one thing I didn't show you is if we come onto here, go to cargo boxes, you can see that this has actually got a carry capacity of 10,000 plus a couple of spare cargo boxes. So this has actually got more carry capacity than the Talon as well. But I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger just by doing that. Because what I want to do is just put these in like this, the missile launchers. I know it's probably more aesthetic to have them flat, but I think this makes it look a bit more aggressive. So what we're going to do is just drop this in here like that and like that. So all I need now is the armored glass on the front and we'll be ready. I mean, this has got an armored cockpit, but again, just to show you, and again, this is more for if you're using this without a shield generator. Most of this in the front here is steel blocks, so you will get a chipping effect if you get into a real shooting match with this ship. Let's have a look. Yeah, we got the armored glass as well. And oops, I keep coming to this ship. I don't know why. And just come to here. And I'm just going to put a ramp here. And I think by putting this on the front, one, it protects the spotlights, and two, it kind of follows the theme of the ship down the front here as well, giving it a bit more of an aesthetic. Actually, I think I will do what I was talking about, is nick out the oxygen, the extra oxygen from here. I've got an oxygen tank there, which means there's probably an oxygen tank up here somewhere if I haven't lost it. Okay, maybe I've lost the oxygen. With 2 tanks. Just show on HUD. Well, would mark all 3. I don't need all 3, but never mind. Oh, the O2 tanks are just here. Well, take the door out. So I will strip this down completely later on. Well, hopefully this will fit. I think maybe if we just put something there. That's the grill over the core, but I think if we put just the 2 oxygen tanks there, that might help balance the ship a little bit. But of course, the proof's in the actual flying. So we're just going to get here. Cancel that. Right, what we need now is the ammo box. Certainly going to put the ammunition in because there's not much else we can do. And actually, I'm on the wrong side. Let me just come here. Ship stores. And I'm going to come to the remote. I'll go away. Alright, we got, this is fuel. Right, let's see how much fuel we need. Go with these. I've got a lot more of these. We've got 121 of these. Now, this ship does have about 8 fuel tanks, so wow. That was quite a lot of fuel. And of course, because I've extended the oxygen tanks now, how much oxygen this ship takes? 9 oxygen. That should be more than enough. And of course, the problem I'm going to need now is the pentaxid. I can't get to the pentaxid tank from here. That's annoying. And we're going to have to go here. I'm getting a bit low on pentaxid as well. It's something I'm going to need to think about as well, but we're certainly going to need pentaxid in here. I think we'll go with 50. So maybe in the next video we're going to have to go out and maybe go to a moon and find pentaxid. And let's just have a quick look around, see if local bug uglies are around. Anyway, what we're going to do now is I'll just go in there, in here, and turn power on, thrusters. We won't use the oxygen. I'm not going to power the shield up. And I'll just give you a little bit of a test flight. Need to adjust up and get a little bit of height. see we've got about 132, 80 minutes of flight time. And of course, more importantly, we're going to find something to kill. Won't use the missiles. Let's see what the Gatling gun profile is. Yeah. This is the reason why I always like 3 Gatling guns and them matched up quite closely. Yeah, I think that works. Of course, we'll reload you. I think the reason for the extra generators is to compensate for the shield generator. In fact, what we probably could do is just turn the shield on, and we'll power the shield up just to see how well that actually. It's not draining that much power from. Oh, it's not that bad. And you can see, compared to the Talon, this ship is a lot more maneuverable. Some more height on it. That's a bit better. And I'm just gonna drop it in here. So you can get your rightful place on top of the Wayfarer. And I'm just gonna turn the lights off and the thrusters off. There's part of me that says I want to go over here and tidy up a little bit over there, and I think just to wind this video up, we're gonna go down and actually, sorry again, weapons on here, and I do need to fix, I don't want them to attack warp drives. Alright, let them attack mounted weapons. Don't want thrusters, don't want generators. I don't want you to attack bases just at the moment. And we're just going to put that in there. Because I know we've pulled all the weapons from the where I'm just about to go, so I don't want them attacking bases with the weapons, but at the same time I want to do is use the sentry guns to do some fire suppression. And right, thrusters. Oops. Better leave the lights on. And what we're going to do now is just fly across to here. Because of course when I left here, things were a little bit desperate. Right, we're now in Xerex territory. Right, we're not actually picking up any fire. Oh, a little bit of fire here. I guess that there's the Xerex patrols over here. Yeah, we'll just mow the grass at the moment. Is it? As long as you're not killing the predators. Aha. Oops, a bit too low. Put down here, turn the thrusters off. Raptors underneath. I think what we're going to do is come down here and we're going to go on foot. Why am I so high off the ground? Okay, that's better. I just wanted to make sure I could get back into my ship. Right, where's the Raptors? There they are. Hey, hello boys. another one here. Hey, don't you know this is a Raptor exclusion zone? Oh, the other thing I've also done is I've put some extra sentry guns on. Oh, that explains why this is right up in the air. Could get a bit closer to the advanced spaceport. What are you firing at? I've got fire suppression now. So let's just... Oops. I think there is a front entrance to this. Just got to find it. If not, we'll have to go in up over the top. You can hear ripper dogs around. Or spiders. Probably ripper dogs, to be honest. Right. One thing I haven't done is made a core. I don't think I've got a core with me. No. Okay. Anyone firing at me? Okay, they obviously have a bit of a problem getting up here. Right, let's just do a quick reload. Wrong target. And reload. Right, I think you go out. I think these are just providing the fire suppression for the ripper dogs. Right. Gotcha. Anyone? You want to fight me? I'm ready for you. I've taken a little bit of damage, but that's not a problem because I've got my fruit drinks. Here we are. Oh, I got a friend in there. Oh, it's nice to get some revenge after the previous video. I'm just gonna just do a reload. Gotcha. Right, these water. Alright. Cut it out. What we got up there? What does that do? Does this open up? Nope. Always very nervous about switches. Oh, I think they've just unlocked the hidden containers. We stay under the... Right, that's an automatic door. Which one should we blow first? What's this? I think we can pop some alarmy. Actually, let's just pop one of those as well. Reload, withdraw. Got you. Got you. Okay. I'm feeling this is the... Yeah, this is the door I was looking for. Never mind. We'll just have a quick look in here. Heavy armor, Zito steel block. Well, that can all wait. I'll loot that out after the video's finished. That means the core must be in here. Reload. I'm getting through the meat, so and don't need to do that. Just take out the core. Of course, I don't have a core with me, which is annoying. I don't know what that switch does, but it's not relevant. Salvage. Aha. Yeah. What have we got under here? I think we got some. Right. We'll certainly take the health kits. Everything else can wait for the moment. Some oxygen tank, sathium. Okay, that's good. And some more health kits. We'll take that. We'll take that. And what we got in the yellow container, some neodymium, some more sathium. I think that's looking good. We got here a small generator. Doesn't look like there's any cargo containers in here. We'll use the pedestrian entrance this time. We'll go out this way. Oops. There's, are you hostile or friendly? I think this is where I'm going to leave it. What I will do is bring the Wayfarer over close and loot this base down completely, because what I want to do is get as much resources as I can up into the workshop. Who are you firing at? It's the only annoying thing when you've got you taking anyone down here? I'm just losing valuable loot by them killing without me knowing where they're killing. Oops! I know I want fresh meat, but that was a little bit too extreme. Teach me to go looking for Xerox, wasn't it? Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, what I want to do is get as much up into the workshop as possible, so that if I mean, I've got no idea how long this series is going to run, but I think it's going to be quite important, because what I wouldn't mind doing, getting the orbital base up and running, and then maybe we'll have a look at some of these new style capital vessels. But this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.